Hello everyone, I am RexRed and I am back with another Ez3DTv tutorial today. We're going to jump right into it. This is my new program called EzFinder and it will be for sale. I am selling it for $200 US at this point, and it is for organizing your Daz content. Welcome Mats, welcome back. This is going to be a short tutorial today on EzFinder again. It's just going to be a really quick tutorial, and we're going to start here with EzFinder. And what you have to do first is you have to tell EzFinder where your Daz 3D library is. As soon as you browse here and tell it where your Daz 3D library is, okay? Not where the programs exist, but where your Daz 3D library, all the stuff is. Then you click scan the file and it creates these, okay? And these are the important ones here, the DUFs. And I have them all selected. So what this does, within about, well, on my computer, it takes about 12 minutes, okay? But if you have a slower hard drive, if you have a smaller, I have 1.7 million files on my computer, in my Daz library, 1.7 million files, and it scans it within 12 minutes. But if you have a slower hard drive, it could take longer. But if you don't have 1.7 million files, it will probably not take longer. So you can figure probably, under 30 minutes if you have a library that big. Maybe it could even take an hour if you're on on regular hard disks, okay? But you only have to really do this once, and then you have this append here. And the append will then, if you add new stuff to your library, you just click append and it will scan very quickly and just only add what's new. So once you have it scanned, these compartments all show up, and these are the ones that are important. And if I right click and include these, then what will happen is it's going to show you. Now, this is 12,000 pages, okay, of items. And what's nice is when you have, this is everything injectable, okay? So when you have 12,000 pages, okay, then I can come in here and I can search for something like toys, let's say, all right? And when I search for toys, as you can see, it comes up with, it's only showing 2 pages of toys. So that's all that uses the word toys. But if you go and if you clear this, okay, and if you type in toy, now we're gonna, I guess it really doesn't make much difference how you search it, because if you have this cleared, then it searches these. But if you add all of them into the into here, then it will search. And once you search toy, then there's a few things, some underwear. Then you'll find a lot more under just toy, and a lot of these are not toys, okay, but they have, for some reason, they have that word in the product, okay. But this does quite a bit to find things that are like this, and this not only searches the name, okay, but it searches the metadata within the file, the linking data and all of that. So as you can see, once we hit 12, then it's going to be probably solid toys. Well, it looks like there's, it looks like some of the things are the same here, but I do not believe they actually are. It looks like it's kind of repeating over things, but some of them may be objects and some of them may actually be like these are objects and some of them may be materials. Okay, so let's clear the UI and let's try just searching this group and see what happens under toy. Okay, and now it's searching. And this, yeah, it found the same things. Okay, so not all artists put toy in the name, okay? Some of them are going to put like doll or, you know, boat or whatever. They're not going to put toy necessarily in the name. Okay, so this is, so you can clear this and let's search for, let's see, we're looking for, let's search for, you know, shirts, okay? But you would just want to type shirt, okay? Shirt. All right. And let's see, search. And it's going to search all of your DUF files, okay? For, and this is every injectable file that has shirt, okay? I didn't type it right, okay? Let's turn that off. IRT, SHIRT. Let's try it the right way. Search. And this will come up with 60 pages, okay, of shirts. And this is going to be not only the shirts, but their, but all of the textures, most of the textures that go with them. And so now we're going to go to the second part of this program, a very powerful part. This part is the organizer, okay? So if you go here, you can see I have them both open at the same time. And if I right-click on this and display links in panel, you can see that it shows you here information about the product, okay? So you can right-click on any product and it will show you information about the product. Right-click, display in links panel. And sometimes it'll find related items, sometimes it won't. Display links in panel. But this one right here, for some reason, found a bunch. So if I view selected in main, okay, you have to select these first. Then you select them. It shows you the items that are similar to it. Now, any of these you can double click and just insert right into Daz. And if you have the shirt on and you have it selected in Daz, you can add these materials to it. So right from here, okay, so I can have Daz open in the other window and be using these right from here. The back button now works, okay, so it takes you back to where you were searching. Okay, so this now on the right here, this is, I've gone from kind of fixing things. Now it's like everything is fixed, and so there's really nothing that as I go through and say, oh, it doesn't, like when I move these from one category to another or drag one across, it doesn't quite work right, or folders disappear, they don't export, or all the files in the export. So all of these little problems have been fixed enough so that now I can just kind of use the program, and it doesn't, I don't need to constantly keep fixing things. And so it's like, it is really done, okay? So at this point, it's just a matter of me now, I have to write the manual for it. And it's something that I really kind of need to work on. It's because there's a lot to it. But these, as you can see right here, if I move wardrobe over here, these are shaders, okay? And look at how I'm able to take these shaders and really break them down. There's three, where's the other shader, okay? There's three categories of shaders. And They're some of them, if you look, like this wood has 2,000 items in it. Here, you go to wood, and there they are, 2,000 items of wood shaders. And I'm not even done. I have thousands more pages of shaders to go through. So, but it tells you, you see this little icon here, that's that same icon right there for wood. It shows you that that's in these folders. So, or I can go to Noir, okay? Noir is like black and white shaders. Load these in. And look at how cool these are. See, so you can take any shader. You can see, and that's why I call this intelligent content, okay? It's more than smart content because you decide how you want this set up. And what's nice about it, it's not tied into your Daz library, so that if something happens with your Daz library, all of your stuff is saved. Like I can just so this is really it is completely separate from your Daz library. It doesn't take up a lot of space on your computer. Now, it also comes with this easy HDRI scanner, and when you click on this one takes about 20 minutes at least, and it all depends on, again, how big your library is. Now, if you're on a hard drive, it might take an hour. It could take even an hour and a half to scan your entire library if you have 13,000 items like I do. If you have like half of that, like 6,000 items, and it's still on a hard drive, it still might take a half an hour to 45 minutes to scan. But it will, all you have to do is tell this where your Daz library is, okay, and click scan, all right? Append if you have already scanned before and you have new HDRIs. This will find every HDRI on your computer, and once this is done scanning, you will have this will pop up here, okay? And you inject this in. And okay, we got to clear the UI first. It did inject them in, but it just injected them in with it. It mixed them. That's kind of a nice feature where you can kind of mix things together and then work on several folders at once. Okay, but these are the HDRIs that it found, and these are all injectable. Okay, so you can double click on them and it will inject them. It creates an injectable file with the HDRI so that it will find every single HDRI in your Daz library. So now there is also this external scan, and this I use to scan my poses. I converted all of my Daz 3, 8, and 8.1 poses to Genesis 9, but they ended up in all of these different folders, like hundreds of folders. And what this does is it scans down into them and takes them all out. Okay, we have to, I think we still have to clear that again. All right, and then we can inject this in. Right click and inject in. And this is 208 pages of Daz 3, 8, and 8.1 poses that I can just double click on and put on any Genesis 9 figure. Okay, and what's nice is you got a full page here. You can open this up and you can look at these all laid out like this on a whole page like this. It's a very nice feature here. So now I've lost my microphone here. Okay. Hello. There we go. So I will open Daz Studio at some point, but these paginate right through very, very nicely, and they're very quick, and they don't present any kind of memory issues as you're going through them. They just paginate very nicely through, and you can see pretty much what they do, what poses they are. And if you need to see them anymore, you just double click on them and add them to your figure, and boom, they'll do it. Okay, so it's pretty instantaneous how this works. And so this is this is part of this external import or import external, and all you do is you tell it where the content folder is, and in this particular case, you wouldn't want to point this to your HDRIs because that's what this HDRI scanner is for. This will not find your HDRIs. This will only find, so what you would want to do is type in, call this poses, and you would want to take and point this to that pose folder that gets created by the pose converter. And that's really all this is for, is bringing your Genesis 3 and 8 and 8.1 poses into here. Once they're into here, then you can hold the control key and drag, and it will drag all 151 pages. Okay, and I'm on the wrong monitor. Okay, these are the poses here. And so if you open this here, you'll see that I have this external pose. And you just tell it where your poses are, and then you name it poses, and you can give it a description. And if you've added more poses, you bought more Genesis 8, 3 and 8 and 8.1 poses, then you just append this, and then you click import, and it doesn't have to re-import the entire file. It can just import what's new. And so, but this entire making all of these poses here, let's clear this out again, and we'll show you how quickly it imports your poses. Okay, this is 175 pages worth of poses. And then what you do is you hold the control key and you drag this, and what I did was over here, this poses folder here, see where this red poses? I dragged them all into this, and there are 14,000 poses in this folder. When I right click on that, you clear this just to make sure it's clear, so it's just these. When I right click on this, it loads all of those, the same poses that are in here, but what's nice is once it's over here in with all of your other stuff, like these are these are stones, rocks, okay? These are all the rocks that I own, and I can just use this, okay? These are, let's see, clocks, okay? All the clocks that I own. And see how cool this is? It's just like, wow, you know, I need a clock, okay? This is, let's see, Genesis 8 figures, okay? Genesis 8 figures, all right? And this is a huge collection. Okay, this is 5 pages. This is every Genesis 8 figure that I own, all right, male and female. I have mostly male figures, but this is every Genesis 8 figure that I own. And then there's Genesis 8, 9 figures, okay? Let's see. I don't see any female figures in here. I'm not sure. They are here, but for some reason, these may actually be Genesis 8 male, where it does help. You can, yeah, these are just Genesis 8 male, and it does, the program offers you this filter and allows you to filter by generation, okay? And we actually have to go into here, clear this, and we open Easy Designer. Okay, and see how you have male and female, okay, and or gender, okay. This is generation, and so you can filter. You can add each one of these areas. You can scan And for some reason, it's not finding these. Let's close this again. Come on, come back. All right, we're going to go try this again. Okay, generation, scanning compartments. Oh, there we go. So you can scan these, all these different generation. Okay, actually, I'm not sure. That was actually asset type. So there we go. This is now this one's generation, so it's kind of a little bit behind, doing some kind of weird stuff. But it actually, you can for each one of these, you can select. Let's just close this for a moment. I've been doing a lot here, so the designer. Let's close this. It takes a moment to close, and the reason why is it's clearing out, completely clearing out your memory. So if you ever have kind of issues, it will clear the memory completely out, so you can start again fresh. Now we have these. Let's select generation. And come on, show us the compartments. Scanning. There we go. So this is Genesis. Now I'm just like jumping ahead on it and confusing it because of the way I'm going through this. But you can select, you can filter, use this. This is what's called linking data, okay? And so this is filtering it through linking data, okay? Gender, you gotta wait, give it time for it to kind of scan through. This is scanning through over 1 million files, okay? So it takes a moment to kind of go through. Found 10,000, found 1,336,525 files. So yeah, and so that's how quick it went through that. So it's, and then you got your asset type, your subtype. And so it gives you, and then once you select these, like you can select the generation, the gender, one out of each category, okay? Then you can click Inject to UI, and it helps you to filter down your content into categories, okay? Like this one here, asset type, because you got generation, you got gender, okay? And then you have asset type, and this is where it's like pretty cool because you have characters, you have presets, you have poses and shapes and wearables, and yeah, preset pose, scene subsets, preset shaders, preset materials. So you can just break down all of these different aspects, figures. So some of them aren't, you know, it only found 2 files with the word figures in it, okay? So some of them aren't incredibly helpful, even though they are modifiers. This is selecting your entire library. Okay, I am on the wrong screen. Thank you. Thank you very much, Matt. Very helpful. So yeah, I'm on the wrong screen. So yeah, this is the asset type, okay? So you have your different presets, materials, preset shader, scene subset, camera, and so you can then you have your gender, okay? And like each time you click on it, it's reading the linking data of all of these products, okay? It's not a lot for like, it's 1 million, it found 1 million files, but it's only like a few lines of linking data for each file. So this program, it's been made to work with millions of files and do it right, okay? So that it found 10,000. See how quickly, like, it found 10,000 mail files? It just found them out of this 1 million file 1,000,003. That's how many files it found. And it found 10,000 male files and 8,000 female files. Okay, so this is, and then these null files are just like other files. Okay, so now so this is another way of filtering things down. You have the search, which this search doesn't search necessarily linking data. It searches metadata, and it searches folder names. Okay, so it searches two aspects. It first searches the metadata and the folder name, but the linking data is a whole other kind of data. And so that's where this EzDesigner, because you're designing a custom filter. See, I tried to create custom filters for this, and it turned out horrible, okay? Because these are very imprecise, okay? And there are many kind of things you might want to filter. So we could have filters for everything from different kinds of cats and, you know, just everything you can think of. And so that turned out to be a disaster. And so the idea was to create a filter, a filter designer. See, EzFilter Designer. This is for designing your own filters. So all you have to do is, out of each category, you let it scan. It takes a moment to scan 1,000,000 files, okay? You let it scan, and you pick one. You say, okay, there's Genesis 9 figures, there's 170 files. You could go gender, okay? And the thing is that it's finding these files, but sometimes these files just don't, they don't really tell you, the filters don't necessarily tell you what they are. Okay, this is male. Okay, so let's just go with this. So generation is 9, and we'll go, and then so we go inject to the UI. Let's see how many found. See, 0. It found 0 items. Because the filters do not, even though there are files with that data, that it says deep in the metadata, this is what generation. It'll say Genesis 9, but then the artist didn't put anything in the field. They left it empty, okay? See, so sometimes you just have to go with one of them, like let's say if we go with Genesis 9, but we leave and the same with gender. They just don't put what gender, even though gender is part of the figure, it's in there. It found that many items with that gender field, but there was no data in the field, okay? See, so you have to go, and so we'll leave the Genesis 9 on, but we'll go to gender, okay? And we'll just take the male out, okay? And so what happens is, so then we depend more on, as soon as this is done, okay, we'll take male out, and then we'll inject and see how many we get. Now, it may come out with zeros again, okay, I'm not absolutely sure, but what you do is you use this to, so it's actually the generation one, where they're not filling in the field. I think the gender may actually fill in the field, but let's uncheck what I should. Okay, I think I unchecked both of them. So let's put Genesis 9 back in and go back to gender, and see what I have here. Okay, Now these subtypes are pretty good. So they do work pretty good for like just finding that they are actual characters, okay? Because they will put that part in. So we're going to leave the male part out and see what. Okay, it said we found 170. So it's the gender part where they just don't put. Yeah, see, it found 170 matches. So it actually found the generation, but male and female. Daz artists don't fill that. They just don't. They leave every one of your characters, they leave that blank. I don't know why. Maybe Daz just doesn't like it. It spits it out when you actually put a field in there. Okay, it could be something like that, but they just don't allow it in there. And so they're always empty. Even though it's got a space for them to fill that in, none of them put it in. 0 put it in. Okay, we couldn't find any characters with that in it. So we close this down, and now what we have is, this is all Genesis 9 stuff, okay? So, and which is kind of weird because we've even got like stones and rocks and things like that. So, but now we can go here and type character. All right, and we can now, male, we can go character male. And we can search within those results. And what this does, okay, is it searches, it's 22 pages. And as you can see, as we go through, we're going to find, suddenly we're coming into the Genesis 9 male. And this is where we're going to find the actual males. It's 22 pages, but as we go through this, you can see these are skins, okay? Male head. This is just character male. And so you can break this. And the thing is what I did was, this search was done through the entire library. So it went through poses and everything. You can just turn these off, okay? And then you can just do like a search under character males and then do a search, you see? And these are actual folders, okay? And these are all the items within, there's thousands of items in these folders, poses and everything. And so you can use this designer here when you go into asset type. You see where it says 709, there are character files, okay? This will break it down even so that you won't get poses, you won't get skins, or you can go into preset like hierarchical materials, okay? Then you can find all of the skins in the characters, okay? See, so this works with these, okay? So that they work together. And so you just, whatever is checked, that's all that this will search through, okay? Is just whatever you have checked. So if you're trying to break it down into hair or male and female hair, and you've got your male and female clothing, okay? It's all, so you bring them into here and then you can further refine them, okay, into like dresses, pants, shirts, ties, shoes, boots, all of that stuff, okay? High heels, and all of that. And so we can also like go into here, something like this, and let's do a search for lie. All right, search. And here we should end up with a bunch of tattoos and stuff. So yeah, see these skin effects. 88 pages of lies, okay? And these are going to be for every Genesis figure that you own, okay? So these are, look at these bloody and dirt, soot, all these different effects, everything that you can put on your characters, and you just drag them into, you take what you want out of here, but this was for everything, so you could just take and turn this off and just go with the character, like female, you can go here and lie. Well, we got lie there already. Let's make sure that's clear. and we go search, and this will search for all of your female tattoos, makeup, and their fingernails. I don't have a lot of them, but as you can see, this takes and picks up everything, all of your lie textures. So yeah, it just goes right through them all. We can go this and it will do even more here per page. That's a page 7 right there. Page 6. So yeah, this is it. This is all of your, and as you can see, it's pretty snappy how it goes through these pages. So, and you add male here, and then because, and you can then, let's clear the search, and we'll go male and female. We'll search for lie. Then you can come up here into your designer, and the designer will let you pick, I think generation, again, gender doesn't work. They don't give you gender, a way to separate gender. And but this one, but the search does. This search allows you, because the search allows you to put like lie male. Okay, you don't even have to put quotes or anything, okay? And that is picking up the female because actually female has the word male in it, okay? So this is one of the only rare instances where you're going to have to break them. It's only 22 pages, so you just go through, and the thing with Genesis 9, you can break these into just Genesis 9, okay? So we'll clear this again, and clear, yeah. And we could go live female, and I believe it may actually just find the female ones, because female is a different word here. No items found. I'm not sure why it didn't find any female lies. Okay, clear again. It's just somebody may not have just put the word female with the word lie. Okay, so but we go here, and there's a way to figure out to divide these. And then when we have tattoo, we can clear this again. Search tattoo. And look at, we have 17 pages of tattoos. Some of these are different. They don't necessarily use the word lie, and sometimes they're like layered and mats and things like that. So, but this is a way to break them all down into, and this will find, this is a female and male, and we could put this characters on also, because there's a lot in there. There's hair, there's other mixed, we could throw that just to make sure. Skin and skin male. All right, we've got this. And now this is also, it's under male, but it's also female, because of the word female is, male is in the word female. So you'll probably see all of your female, they're not going to be omitted. They would be in that group there. And so now we go and clear this. We might even find more under tattoo. Search 27. So it found even more. And so yeah, and this is all of your tattoos, anything with tattoos. So you just take, and now you open up your organizer, and you go to character, you go new folder, tattoo, and right click and change the color. Let's make that a little lighter. All right, okay. And now I'm going to hold this and drag it right into tattoo. And that just put 10,500 oh, let's see, tattoo, where's tattoo? That just put 2,535 items in there. Now I go here, right click, lie. These are our layered image editor, a layered image. I'm not sure, something like that, what lie stands for. Now let's go lie, clear this out. Yes. Environments, hair, okay, that would be other. Okay, poses and poses, props. Okay, so it wouldn't be, it might be some under shaders too, so, but let's try it this way. And we go and search. And so we hold this, drag that into here. Now, as you can see, some of these, now these blush effects, okay, these are in, when I right click, it tells me that they're in Genesis 8 shapes and they're in lie, and it's like, I don't want them in Genesis 8 shapes because they're not really shapes. So I can take and right click and remove them, and now they're just in the lie category. Okay, we right click, and now it says they're just in lie. Okay, now these ones here, right click, remove. Okay, they're in glasses, which it does look like, okay, and they're also in shapes. So we're going to remove them from shapes. Okay, and now they are also just in lie. Okay, and we go here to these. All of these are in shapes, and I don't want them in shapes. So remove. Okay. And these actually, they may actually be partially shape-oriented things. But they look more like they're just, that they're not. So, yeah, see, these are all in shape. In shapes. Somehow I made this folder with like everything in it, character shapes, and we can right click and we can remove them also from Genesis 9 shapes. And shapes should be just for figures, like figure shapes would be kind of what I would expect to put in shapes, not just like a huge category. But so as you can see now, I am like getting down into the, oops, we got something, we got to jump ahead. There's some shapes in there we probably shouldn't be working with right now. Ahead a little bit more. Sorry about that. And okay, I guess this is clean. So we go through, as you can see, I'm no longer fixing things, okay? This is all, what are these now? It's got two of them removed. We got them in lie and tattoo. That's fine, okay? So now I'm no longer kind of fixing things. I'm just using the program. And let's see, these are in shapes. I don't want them in shapes, so let's move them out. See, so, and what these are is this, these are this showing, okay? And when I remove them from here, they're removed from in here, okay? These folders. So I can look at them from this folder and it will show me, oh, this item is in these folders, okay? So these and these are in harmony together. So these again, now you look and see, okay, where is our shapes folder? Over here. It's in characters, I believe, character shapes, but let's see. It's not in shaders, okay, environments, props, poses, okay, so wardrobe, let's see if it's in here, shapes, I think, okay. No, it says Genesis 9 shapes, so it's not just shapes. It's okay. See this? It says this is Genesis 9 shapes, and it says here, it says that there's 79,489 items. Okay, 79,489 items. Now when I come back here and right click, 79,489 items. Remove from Genesis 9 shapes. And okay, this one, 489. Okay, that should have removed it from there. It's 489 items. Okay, so let's see what happens when we load this. 79,400. Now that should have removed it from there. Okay, let's remove. Okay, these are shapes here. Remove from there. I might be looking at the wrong thing. Oh, yeah, see, I think I am. These are character shapes? Okay. No, these are definitely shapes. Okay. Remove. Okay. Okay, we're going to clear this out. And then we go here. Okay, these eye things don't need to go into shapes. Base anime, these look like poses. Remove from Genesis 9 shapes. Okay. Let's do the Genesis 8 shapes, load in. Okay. All right. Those are the same color. Those are mostly poses. Okay, these. Okay, for some reason that part isn't working anymore. Just something I got to work on. Okay, and so we close this down, and probably when I reopen it, they will be. No, it's not. For some reason, they are not tabulating. So, well, that's something I got to work on. So this program will always, it's going to be, you know, updates, and there'll be updates, and, you know, after a year or so, there'll be a new version of it with new updates and certain things. So remove these here from shapes. And I'm wondering what could have broken that. So now we go, let's go into something that works. Okay, this poses. We take these poses. These are all standing poses. Now, I don't want the kneeling poses, these. So I'm thinking of a kneeling pose. Okay, there might be these ones floating. Okay, or is a good pose. Suspended. Okay, those are kind of floating. And floating. Or flying, floating. And so we can just take these standing. These look like they're kneeling. And kneeling. That's floating. So we can take these and drop them into the standing, okay? And now the standing went up to 85. Okay, and now you see they have the standing icon for them. And they have another little truth symbol here. And then we can right-click on these and remove them from, which I don't actually want to remove them from there because that's the massive collection with everything in it. But they are now in the standing poses, so I can just go into standing. And then I have this collection of just standing poses. So I can take these and break them apart. Now we can create a new category called floating. And we can create a, and I think, okay, kneeling. Kneeling. I think that's, Alexa, how do you spell kneeling?
Kneeling is spelled K-N-E-E-L-I-N-G.
Okay, well, I got it right, but I just didn't feel like it was. I don't know why. All right. And, okay, kneeling. Okay, these are kneeling. Kneeling. And so this is a way of breaking them into categories. This is kneeling. You can see these are, some of these are probably Genesis 3 and Genesis 8. And so there doesn't matter. They all work the same kind of. All right, so we bring those into our kneeling category over here. And now we have 14 items in kneeling. So there's 138 pages to kind of go through. But really, in the end, once you have gone through 138 pages and just kind of drop things into floatings. Now, the easy part is like couples. As you go through these, you kind of see these couples ones. And those are you kind of, and what's really nice about it is these are all, some of them are standing, okay, some of them are, so we have sitting, standing, laying, okay, so, and and we have floating. I'm going to also add biting. So you can see how this is already kind of gotten to the point of just kind of using the program, okay? So fighting, okay, and this one, these are fighting, all right? So that is fighting, and as we go through these, now it's like I'm talking about couples and suddenly it's like there aren't any at all. No, they're here, okay? I just have to find them. So we'll run into the couples. But as you can see, we have a lot of these fighting ones. Okay, they can go right into fighting. And this has got a butterfly on it. So you can see now the butterfly is appearing here. And now here's our couples, okay? And those are in the main category, but now they're also in couples, okay? And so, and what's nice about this, okay, this is couples, okay? And these ones, we're going to put them in couples, but even though they're like 3 people, they're like family. These are couples. And as we go through, so it's really nice to be able to have like all of your couples full poses. So as you can see, I'm just beginning this whole thing. This is jumping, so we might add a category. Stepping could be one, too. Driving could be another one. So these are just standing, but this one looks like it's almost using this stick, like it's so some of them could be magic, like casting spells kind of thing. These are definitely sitting. These are laying. So as we go through them, okay, these are couples. Couples over here. So that is how you do this. More couples here to here. Now we could break it down into couples standing and couples laying, but I don't really think it's that big, that important. Because the couples are just kind of couples, and so you just go through them. And so, but I probably have about 50 pages of couples. So this is fighting, okay? Again, fighting, and these are nice, these waving ones. And so then what you do here is you export this all to Daz. Now look at this Genesis 9 shapes. Now it's gone down. It's 7800, so it may be delayed. It can be delayed. Let's go back into shapes, load into main UI. This is not the same as it was. So we go into shapes. I know it'll come out of the shapes. So it should work. Okay, we're just going to take these out. 7800, okay. Now this is 78800. Now if we go back here to poses, we go to load into main UI, 800, and if I take and throw a few more of these into here, it's going to go and retabulate itself. Okay, so it is tabulating, it's just not refreshing right now. So let's go into standing here. Okay, these are all standing. So with 78800, we'll put these into standing. Yep, did you see that? It just went down, and it went down in number. So all that's missing right now is a refresh. Okay, it is actually working. Okay, it's taking them out. It's just not refreshing until I actually do something. So it's not refreshing on the removal. So I got to go in and fix that. But it's still taking them out. Okay, so these are working. Okay, so that is really good to know. So yeah, and so then if you go back in and you look at those, you'll see that they're gone from those categories. They were gone anyway. They were gone. They showed that they were gone, but they just didn't tabulate until I threw something into this, and it forced like a global refresh. So they actually work. And so what you do then is you export all to Daz. Okay, once you get all of these set the way you want them, you can either export a panel. You can, and this, now I fixed the export folder, so you can export a folder, okay? So if you just have a folder like this with 14,000 poses that have been converted from Genesis 3, Genesis 8, and Genesis 8, 1 to 9. This is poses converted to Genesis 9. There's 14,000. I can just right-click and export this folder, and that is save as, okay? But this is export to smart content. And this is where I can just pick a folder that's in the base directory. Matt, you have a good night. My kingdom for a duplicate formula remover. Yeah, you're funny. These do not create duplicate formulas, Brent. Okay? They cannot create duplicate formulas. Just a moment. Yes, these are incapable of creating a duplicate formula. And the reason why is because these do not alter this whole program does not alter your Daz library, does not alter one single file in your Daz library. Not one. Okay, what this does, all it does to your Daz library is scan it, okay? And what it creates, it's all in a user folder outside of your Daz library. And currently, my user folder here, if I go here and check, this is my EzFinder user data folder, okay? Right here is my EzFinder. This has every bit of data that this program creates. It's all outside. You see, here's my EzFinder user. Here's my Daz library. Okay, they're in different places. Okay, they're parallel to each other in the same tree, but this is not inside the Daz library. So this will not create it. All it does to your Daz library is scan it, okay? And so then when you come in here to EzFinder, okay, into this, and if now in this folder here, you'll see that there is a panel, where did I put that in? Okay, it's in your Easy Library scan. Now, if I right-click and go to Properties here, okay, this is actually 2 gigs, which is a lot, okay? 2 gigs is a lot because it has your entire Easy HDRI. All of your HDRIs have been scanned into here. Not the HDRIs themselves, but pointers to them. And so if I go View Extra Large Icons, you can see in here that these are all of your HDRIs. This has 14,000 files in here. Now this folder here, now if I scan go to properties of the whole folder, it's 2.30 gigs. Now remember, this is not in your Daz library, and this is what you're looking at here, okay? All of these files, and all of this is, when I go here and click on this stuff, and right-click, and first we clear this out, and I add this in, okay? Now it's showing 64 items out of 1,159,563 items. There are 1 million items that have been extracted from your Daz library, and those 1 million items that have been extracted from your Daz library amount to 2.30 gigabytes. Okay? This is not, number one, it's not going to create duplicate formulas, And number two, it's not going to create a ton of data, okay? It's this and this, that is with this entire file here completely scanned with the 1 million duffs in it, okay? These duffs are living in that user data folder, okay? And all of these virtual folders that I've used to drag in all this stuff into, okay, they're living in that user data folder as well. This folder has 900 items. This pattern, these are my shaders with patterns. Okay, there's 3,000 pattern shaders that I have curated into this folder. This metal folder, okay, has 1,696 metal shaders. Okay, these all live in that user data folder, and they only take up 2.3 gigs. That's about the amount of 2 Genesis 9 figures. Okay, 2 like male figures that don't come with all kinds of other stuff with it. This folder right here has 14,000 poses in it, okay? This one has 2,000 belts. This one has helmets, 722 helmets. This one has 1,617 jackets, okay? Here are my jackets, okay? I can just load it. Look how quickly that loads. And this is 15 pages of jackets. Not all jackets, some of them are textures for the jackets, some of them, but these are the jackets that I own, okay? Things that are called jacket, okay? There's also, I have in here coats, okay? I have 938 coats, okay? Art! Welcome, Art! I am showing off the new program. Welcome, friend. I am so glad you caught me here. These are VDBs right here, okay? So I was just telling Brent, because he said my kingdom for a duplicate formula remover. My advice is never, don't make the duplicate formulas. And they are something that you have to remove kind of manually. Yeah, you have to go in and find out what file it is and literally remove them manually. This program here, this is my EzFinder. Okay, all of my programs that I was making art, they all got consumed by this one program. So I was there was Easy Skin, there was Easy Shader, there was Easy... Yeah, well, it's, yeah, that's the thing is that YouTube is, they're nice enough to have at least monetized my channel. So I'm really not complaining about YouTube these days. YouTube is kind of nice to me. So this is the Jason HDRI scan. So this has 3,000 of my VDBs in it, okay? So if I need a VDB, here they are. All the magic ones, these are not like planes. These are VDBs. These are actual VDBs. And so it takes you right through everything. Anything that's in here, I can just click on. And it will, I right click here and it says inject to Daz, and you ought to change the name to Easy Peasy. Well, you can call it that if you'd like. It works, it will answer to that, okay? Now this small impact, okay? This is what's so really cool about this, okay? Some of these are not VDBs, as you can see. These are density, and these ones are to color the VDB, all right? So, and these might work on any VDB, even though they're density, It might work on any VDV, but wouldn't guarantee it would. So this program right now, I'm thinking at around $200. So it's probably too steep for most people. But the thing is if it sells in the Daz store after a certain amount of time, you'll probably be able to buy it for about $35. So like on a spring sale, it'll probably take till spring until it, you can grab it for 35 bucks. But when it's new and first coming out, it's going to be, because it grabbed all of my programs that I was working, and all of them got included. Like this has Easy HDRI. It has your import for importing all of your poses from Genesis 3, Genesis 8, Genesis 8.1. So they all, so that you can use them for Genesis 9. So you can organize them in here. It also has Easy ISO Shader for blending shaders. So everything got mixed into this one program. And I was going to sell them all like separately for like 35 bucks each. And so because I mixed them all into, and there was a few programs like the Ez3DTv, which was going to convert 3Delight scenes into iRay. And then I thought about it. I said, Sickle Yield has a 3Delight converter that works fine. So, I mean, it really works really good. Why reinvent the wheel? So I dropped that one. And then there was also Easy ISO Skin. And that one was for putting like Genesis 8 and Genesis 9 skins together. And I found out there is a way to kind of do that already in Daz. So it's like, again, why do something that can already be done? This right here, organizing all of your stuff, it can sort of be done in Daz, but not like the way this program does it, okay? And the thing is that this program, you get to save, like I can just save this config, and like that. Now it just saved this with a new name. Backup saved successfully. Files backup 350 location, okay, stuff. All of these, it backed up the entire config, okay? And so I can just reload it if I need to at any time. And I believe it's these files are actually the folders, okay? There's 352 folders, okay? These are virtual folders, okay? So now, as you can see now, this like stone, now I can load this, and these are stone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to say open with version, and we're going to open with Daz Studio 6, okay? Open. And you can see this is opening over here. So I can open Daz right from inside of EzFinder. I can select which version I want to open it with. Okay. And where's my rock? There's my rock. Okay. And so I can delete that. Now that this is open, I can just double click. And it looks and says which program is open. And so whatever program, if no program is open and I just double click on it, then it will, if no program is open, then it will open Daz 4.24, okay? But if a program is open, then it will use that, okay? So these are all stones. Okay, so let's go back here to this. Let's put a figure in here. All right, let's go to Genesis 9, male figures. And This is Genesis 9 figures because I've only got like 5 pages. Now look at this. This is every Genesis 9 figure, all in 5 pages. Look at this. And they're just figures. That's it. And it's every figure that I own in 5 pages. Look, and these are Genesis 9 figures, okay? I have Genesis 8 figures here. Let's see, Genesis 8 figures, characters here. Now look at this, and I think these are just my male figures. Yeah, these are just the male figures. I haven't put the female figures into a folder. I don't have as many. But this is, again, 5 of just my Genesis 8 figures. Now, if I double-click on any of them, like, let's see, what's one of my favorites? Well, let's just do Michael 8, HD. Double-click. And what we're going to do is, while that's loading, we'll go here. And see, we can still work on stuff while this is happening. We got characters. Where's wardrobe? And look at that. I got rings and sandals, shirts. Okay. Let's go to pants. Let's find some pants. Would be under P's, pants. Load them in. Okay. Let's find a pair of pants that we know kind of works. Got 52 pages of pants. And I think I got to move down a little bit to get towards the Genesis 9 pants. So let's go to page 30. Yeah, so let's try. All right. One of these will work. LK rain pants. Let's try that. If they don't, they'll auto fit. Let's see. We just have to kind of guess. All right, well, there's some feet. Let's see if these pants work. They sure do. All right, and we've even got textures for them here. Okay, those are 3 to light. Maybe they're not. These are the rain pants. So, but basically you get the idea of this. And what's nice about this is while this is open, you can still click on things in here, okay? It's not locking up your scene, like coming up on top of it and locking everything up, okay? It's everything is completely still here. And we go through here. Let's try a different pair of pants. So you can see some of them say Matt, and this one says OBJ. And unknown, let's try this. These are probably Genesis 9 pants, so we're going to use the MMX. And now we can get rid of these rain pants. Okay, there we go. These Genesis 9 pants on Genesis 8. That works, okay? So then we come back into here. We go to our poses, right? Bring the poses in. Let's just go to standing. And here we go. Well, we got to select Genesis 9. I didn't have them selected because I had the pants selected. Now, oh, this is Michael 8, and these are Genesis 9 poses that have been converted to Genesis 8. So I don't have my Genesis 8 poses, but I can find them. That's what we can do here. We can go to poses here. So what we do is we unselect these. We go to all of our poses. This is every pose in your library. Look at that, all these libraries of poses. We clear this out. And then we go to our filter here. We go generation. Turn that off and turn that on. Okay, gender. All right, we'll just go here with just the generation, okay, and go like that. 16 matches, that's not good. All right. Oh, I got props. Usually the props are not, okay, poses. Oh, we got poses male here. That's kind of makes it easy. And then we go here to, and then we go to generation, Genesis 8. Now that's not good either, okay. All right, let's bring these in. Let's clear this out. Inject. Okay, there's 48 pages of poses. Okay, let's go Genesis 8 male. Well, I think just Genesis 8, we'll try that. All right, now what this did was this just broke that down to 8 pages of poses, okay? For Genesis 8. And we're in the male category, so we didn't need that anyway. We got him playing the trombone. All right, here we go. So we go back to here, and now we can put some of these poses on him. You see, and they work just fine. This is, and so what I need to do now is just take this here. Now in my character, go new folder. Good evening, Angus. Welcome. Now we go here to Genesis 9. Okay, so what we're going to do is go Genesis. I hope you are having a lovely night, Angus. Welcome, welcome. Genesis 8 male poses. Okay, so we go like this. And actually, these poses should go over here in poses. So we just drag that and drop it into here. And go here to change color. And bring the color up a little bit so we can see it more. Now watch how cool this is. So I hold this and I hold the control key. Now these, I don't want these poses in removed from standing. Oh, okay. We don't want them, okay. So we're gonna go here and just hold the control key, all right, and drag them right into this Genesis male poses. That just puts 733 items into the male poses, okay? And so now some of these are not like poses, and we do have some female poses as well. So we just have to go through them. So because female has male in it, okay, and so it might be good to, oh, and we got poses 3, see here. So we just clear this out like that. And then we just search Genesis 8, okay? And we, first we inject these. And we can do it either way. Okay, so this way it searches this. And now there's 12 pages. See, that's not as many pages as I would have expected from this category. So, okay, it might be this Genesis 8. So we'll just put an 8 here. Okay, let's just try an 8. Clear this. Search is 8. Okay, this is 23 pages. This is a little better. Okay, and we've got these, I'm not sure why these don't have images. They're supposed to, all of these supposed to have images here. Clear this again. Something down here is probably checked. Okay, we can just uncheck them by selecting them all and unselecting. That didn't work. Oh, we select them all here and unselect them, and that does unselect them. But you select them all here and unselect, and that unselects everything. And then we can come back in here to poses, here, 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 and then we right click here, inject. 147, that's more like it. Now these are all of the poses, 147 pages, okay? So then if we search for Genesis 8, okay, there's 23 pages of poses. I'm not sure why those particular duffs aren't showing images, because they're not supposed to show unless... Yeah, so poses are all part of this. So you have your poses here as well. So, and then you have this special import external, and see, so this this converts all of the poses to this over here. Well, in this part, down in here, okay, it adds this pose into here, and these are all of my Genesis 8 poses that are... Now, if they're not in here, the poses maybe also could be part of like DSA files. They could be scripts. So that's a possibility also. So if we clear this, the DSA files may also contain poses. I'm not sure exactly, but it appears that there's a good number of them here. We're on page 10. This is quite a few poses. There's 23 pages. So, and these are all when I hit Genesis, when I just put in 8. So this is poses 18. So it actually may not be the best way to find Genesis 8 poses, but let's try this and see what happens. And see, these say script and these say OBJ. So these are actually items, but this right here, and these are OBJ also, which is kind of weird. So you have to kind of figure these out, but that is, and yes, see, these are, as you can see when I click on them, they are poses, okay? And so they are switching him into poses, and they appear, that's a Michael pose. It says Michael 6, so I don't know that that was meant for him to wear that pose. Okay, close, okay, cancel. All right, so, but the thing is that most of them work for him, that for this 8 category. So you can drag them in. Okay, this is obviously not, this says script. Okay, so these I do not believe are poses. It's the ones that say OBJ. Let's see, these look like they're female poses. And this, okay, the script ones don't seem to work right. And so it's just a matter of, once you find them, you put them into your folder, and that's why this is called intelligent content, because this, you curate it. You're able to take all of your content from your Daz library, and you're able to drag it and drop it and put it into these folders the way you want them to be. Like this folder right here, it took me a few minutes to just look up the word jewelry, and I have 15 pages of jewelry, okay, from all of my figures. And jewelry, even though it may be for a certain figure, you can usually still move that ring around and put it on any finger, or the earrings or whatever. So yeah, this is jewelry, and that's jewelry, and then this is just rings. There's 76 pages with the word ring in it, okay? And so yeah, so that's 8,000 items, 8,000 different items, and some of them are textures for the item, but you can see I can just click on these in there. It will put it in the scene, and then I can kind of move it up to their ear if I have to. We got 232 sandals. These are all my sandals. When I need some sandals, here they are. So it's gotten to the point where when I'm working on a scene, I'd kind of rather be here. Now, it's only 4 pages of sandals, but it's like every sandal that I own. And also, like, look at this. These are 3Delight. These are the iRay textures, and these are the actual sandals. These are the toga sandals. And so this is, and these labels, these are called badges. They're not perfect, okay? So they're not always, but these are, and sometimes you have to look around for, like, but this is the OBJ and these are the mats, okay? And now all of these say they're OBJs, but something tells me they're probably not, okay? Even because they're colors. And then these ones, flat heels, high heels, these are probably the OBJs, and these are probably actually mats. So they're not perfect, okay? But they do get you all of your sandals, okay? Anything with the word sandal in it, which is metadata and the title, it's going to find them, okay? And then you got sneakers, okay? Just boom, 2 pages of sneakers. Because very few of them actually put sneakers in the title. So, but oh yes. Yes, Art, that's what it does. Instead of having 6,000 assets, 6 out of 6,000 assets, you'll probably have maybe more than 60,000, okay? Individually, and you'll be able to search. See, like this, when I click on this DSA, because most of your stuff is going to be in this DSA category, okay? So, not DSA. Most of them are going to be duffs, okay? So when I select this, and that should have selected them all, okay, here. Yeah, it did. Now it's selected all of your duffs, okay, all of them, okay? Now if I search for something like, let me see, something that I haven't, okay, birds, okay? Search, bird. You don't want to put birds, you want to just put bird, okay? And so you select these duffs, okay? You can select your PZ2, your PZ3 files, you can select the CR2 files, you can select, okay, only these and search them and find, you got OBJ files, okay, any of them. See OBJ, you can just search your OBJ files. I had to put these extents first because if you're just looking for your regular Daz stuff, that most of it's going to be in your duff files, okay? So let's clear this out. Let's search for bird. You don't want to search for birds, okay? You want to search for bird because bird will find everything that has that word bird in it, okay? Including the S, okay? So let's see what it gives us, okay? There's 3 pages of birds, okay? There's going to be birds, tattoos, bird So it's not a lot. I don't have a lot of birds, okay? But it did find these pretty massive bird things. Okay, so some things may not be under bird. It might be under crow. It might be under sparrow, okay? It might be under dove, okay? But I can now just go in here now over to this part, okay? We would put this under characters maybe, okay? And we'll go new, and we'll just call it bird, okay? Now there's that. Now I hold the control key, and I move that into there, and that moved all 3 pages. When you hold the control key, it moves everything that's been loaded. Now I can look for crow. All right, clear this. Search for crow, okay? It's searching 1 million files, okay? And look at this. It found all of the crow wings, okay? And it found 20 pages with the word crow in it, okay? John Crow, okay, is obviously a character, okay? So I don't necessarily want all 20 of these, but I can move them into there and then just curate them out, okay? So these crow watch, this is clothing, crow's watch, anything with crow in it. Crows, look at these full crow's wings. Okay, those are OBJs. This looks like this doesn't look like a Genesis 9 figure, but you can bring them into the scene and then just kind of make it look like they're attaching. All this crow's watch, this stuff, you want to just drag and drop it into your clothing stuff. Now, this is... and you look at these things and you find little words, okay, like, and some of this can give you extra information. Like we have this little side panel, and we can right-click on this, display, and look at this. It tells you stuff about it, okay, that it's a wearable, a single piece, crow's wings project, the directory, library people, it's under Genesis, okay? So it may not, so these wings might have been made for Genesis, but then you can view selected, okay? You select these and view these, and it takes you to some of the objects that might be related, linked to it, okay? Or you can go back and say, okay, I've seen enough of that, let's go ahead. Now, there's 26 pages of crow stuff, okay? So, 7. Now, this is crowd, C-R-O-W-D, crowd, microwave. So, yeah. And so... chain with hook, okay? So, but somewhere in the metadata is crow. Crow's nest, it might be this crow's, I think there's a crow's something tavern. But you just keep going through, and this is how it works. Okay. So now we're up to page 11 here. Okay, there's our D-Force Crow. We can bring this in. Okay, we got to clear this. Okay, well that was odd. Let's see. Come back. Come back. That like never happens, okay? But I have been just going in and out of so much stuff here. So let's go crow again. I've just been searching through so much stuff that I'm bound to hit. Every once in a while, there's data that's really old in the Daz library, and it's not like perfectly made, and it just doesn't read right. So will you just restart it? Okay, and you're right back. Now this crow's wings full, but we were looking through here. It'll certainly work right this time. Okay, look at this. This is some kind of crow here. Let's see, we have other crows. Yeah, there's like a crow's nest tavern or something. Keep going, and I think there's the new crows. These are materials, okay? So these are OBJs, full set. Let's see what this does. Daz Crow D-Force, okay? Let's just double click, inject. Okay, bring this right up into Daz. And let's delete Michael for now, okay? That didn't work, so this may not be the actual crow itself. Oh, there it is. Oh, these are head feathers, okay? So these are parts of the crow. Look at that, okay? So, yeah, that's parts of the crow. This is the full set. Let's inject this and see if we get a crow. There it is. There's our full Daz crow. And if we right-click on this and display links in the pattern, it does take us to some of the parts of the crow. But as you can see, there's a lot. These are crow's eyes. And then we have these flock of crows. Yeah, so you can search through, and it searches through the file name. Yeah, this is searching through one. When I searched for this through this crow, it's searching through 1.7 million, 1.3 million files. Okay, now we're on page, and it found 159 items related to crow, okay? So, yeah, this is, and so what you do is you look and you say, oh, these are billboards. So you go back down here into your open this back up, into your organizer, and you go to characters, new folder, billboards. Okay, these are billboards. Let's drag them right into our billboard folder. Now let's go here. Let's clear this out. Billboard. Search. It's going to search all of your DUF files. DUF files are injectables, okay? Now we'll go through the first page, first few pages, and then we'll run. Now here they are. So you go here. These are my billboards. Billboards. Now there's 180 billboards, okay? We go through these. Roman Legion billboards. Okay? I won't have to look through folder after folder after folder of billboards. Okay? I just come in here, and these are the ones that I already did, but we're going to put them in billboards. It'll realize that they're already there. Okay? And we just go through this until we have one folder with all of my billboards in one folder. Okay? And here we go. And these look like they're billboards too. I'm not sure. We'll throw them in. Yeah, it says guard board. Okay. Yeah, guard boards. Okay. Billboards. And OBJ, these are, I believe these are billboards. If not, I'll take them out. So, but we got one more page. All right. And now we've got our billboards. So now what I do is I just take and right click on this whenever I need a billboard and say, I'll take this guy, male warrior sitting. Okay, that just injected that. Okay, we go, let's get rid of the crow. There he is. Now, is that cool or what? Well, he's made, so then you can keep your billboard editor, your script, in with this folder. So you can always just open it. Speaking of scripts, okay, we have here in here somewhere. Let's just select all our duffs, and we'll select our, okay, so that is huge. That billboard, yeah, being able to put all of the billboards in here, okay, and here's our birds. Now we got birds now. We have character shapes, we have CR2 files, we have expressions. These are expressions. Just boom. And this is I only did a few of them. You can see these are Genesis 9 expressions. I have tons of expressions that I have not gotten around to putting in here. So, yeah. And so you can just open a folder with all of your expressions. Eyebrows, okay? You've got body, and now we go into hair, okay, which is, I think, this last field. Where is hair? Okay, I think I might have hair in with character here. Somewhere in, yeah. Now this is 3,027 hair items. Okay, obviously I haven't curated these. So we got eyebrows, we got every kind of hair. But a lot of this is like just my hair. And so what's really kind of cool is that you can then go through this folder and break it down into, well, obviously we're not going to have the horsehair in here, but we're going to leave it for now because I can create subfolders, not within here. The reason why I didn't create like folders within folders is because it got really complicated, okay, to have folders within folders within folders when you're trying to curate millions of items. So what you do is you just save the config, okay, save this like, okay, where's our config folder? Right in here. These are user data configs. You just save this in here, needed stuff. And that's just saved that. Now what I can do is clear the organizer. Yes. All right. And hope they come back. And then I'm going to create an organizer. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. All right. So we have to close this. Every once in a while you find something that's just not done yet. That wasn't supposed to happen. Easy organizer. Okay, no. Okay, because, all right, so what we got to do is load, I guess, one of these back. It would be the last one. Because we lost all our panels. Okay, so they're all back. Okay, this part works, okay? So they're just not in the same order, but they're back. And if you look here, okay, let's double check, okay? We got props and shaders, and we got another shader one here. this one. Okay, so this is shader 1, 2, and 3. But remember in our characters we have birds, okay? And Genesis 9, okay, somewhere in here. Okay, I don't think I saved the crow category. No, I didn't. I saved birds, but I didn't save crow. Yeah, so we have the bird category, remember that we did? And so, yeah, this is, and so we can, as you can see, we can just load these back in. Fish, we go back to bird, load to main UI, and there they are. Here's our bird category that we made. So, yeah, the clear organizer, I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, so it's good to know, because it's like some of these things, it's like I haven't really, this used to work, and then when I set this, because we used to be able to add panels and delete panels, and that got too complicated too. So there's 8 panels that you're allowed, and that's it. Okay, so like this is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 panels, and that's it. So what you do is you just you can clear a panel like this, empty panel, all right? And then you can fill this panel with, add a new folder, like whatever you want. And then what you do, okay, folder would be like goldfish. All right, we'll just say goldfish. All right. Yes. And then what you can do is you can save this panel, okay? Save panel, or export the panel to Smart Content. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load my config again. All right, so that's this right here, this needed stuff. I believe this is, yep, 1031, open. Okay, and it says it's going to replace everything here. All right, and there they are. This is my 3 panels here, and all of that. It's all loaded back. Now, so you can save entire panels, okay? So you could have this all as just shaders, and then just load your panel and say, okay, I need my character panel, okay? And so you load your character, you put in your character, the character, and your character could have all your clothing and things like that, shoes, all that stuff that you load, poses, okay? And then you could say my environments panels. So this could just be called characters. This is just called needed stuff because I'm starting out with this. But then I can just save this panel here and call it wardrobe, okay? And save this one and call it props and environments. And so like right now, this environments could really be its own panel, okay? Its own, I call this layouts here, and a layout. So it could have, you know, environments 1, environments 2, environments 3, and in all of this, you could have like outdoor, indoor environments, kitchens, bedrooms, you know, you could just do all of that stuff. And this, it could be an entire, so when you're looking for an environment, you open this up and everything is laid out in intelligently for you. Okay? And that's the thing, is you can't move stuff around in your Daz library. But you can move stuff around here, and you're not moving anything. None of this is in your Daz library. This is all in your user data, and your user data, all of these folders and this million files, these millions of files, is not millions, it's 1.7 million files this scanned, okay, to create these compartments, okay? of all these different, and most of them are in your DUF files, okay? So when I clear this out here, and I search for, let's just say shader, okay? We'll search for just shader, okay? Now when I search for shader, it says searching down in the bottom here, it says searching. It says showing items. It didn't tell me how many it searched through, but it's searching through about 1,300,000 files, and it came up with 800 pages of shaders, okay? So this, and your hair shaders, and this, now these DUFs, they're not supposed to be, there's not supposed to be any DUFs in here without images. I'm not sure exactly why these don't have images, because they're not supposed to be any DUFs in here without images. But now we're past that area, okay? There's not a lot of them, but okay. Then the rest here will all have images, okay? So they may be in the other category because I've got like everything, but I could have just selected shaders here. See, this is 20. This is I could have just selected shaders. These are beard shaders, hair shaders. So you put them in the hair, and so you have every kind of shader. And as you can see, I have them already categorized. These are under gems, okay, but they're also probably under stones. Let's see. I don't know how they got into bird. Okay, there may be something here. Yeah, because this isn't right here. So, yeah, remove from bird. So there's still a few little perks here, but when yeah, see now these here. I'm not sure exactly why that's coming up, so I'd have to close this down and reopen it, and then it'll work. So because I still have bird loaded in here, okay? So that's the issue, okay? Now we go back and do another search for shaders. Okay, let's see, right click. No, I'm not sure why that's saying that these are bird. Well, let's close this down. So I'm pretty much, there's just like so few things left to really fix, okay? And there's workarounds for this. So shader, let's just do only the shader folder. Okay, shader. All right. Okay, so now it's showing right. See, so I just needed to restart. And as you can see now, these are all, when I do that, it just says these are in Genesis 8 shapes. I don't want them in shapes, okay? So we remove them from shapes, and okay, they're gone from shapes. And these are in food, okay? Remove from food, see? See, I know where these have been put into. This is forest. I'm not sure what these are. Let's see, remove from cloth, okay? These are in cloth also. These, I would prefer them to actually be in a different folder because they look like, what is they called? Shaders. They look like, okay, these are shaders. This would be, now we have cloth, but we also have brocade. And I think that these are more like a brocade. See, so I can just put them in brocade as well. All right, and now we have them in two folders. I think I'm going to take them out of cloth, okay, because they're more like a brocade to me. See, so you can just, see, it works. This does work. Now these are, the reason why they're in cloth, because it says mud cloth, but I think they look more like a weaved thing to me. So, and so I just did a search for cloth and then put everything into cloth, you know, kind of thing, and then started going through them. And I've still got a long way to go, but if you see, I go up to page like 500. And see, these are actually, I've gone through these. These are in pattern, okay? I know where these go, where I put them. Those are all in, I believe, in pattern. Let's see. Effect. They're actually in effect, okay? I was wrong. They're in effect, but they're also like a pattern, so they could go in either pattern or effect. And then these things, you don't want these, and that you could create your own thing and just put all of these kind of odd, like, manual things that prevent you from doing manual things. What's this? Remove this from fabric. We don't need that in fabric. Okay, so those are knitted. Okay, those are in fabric. So, yeah, these are as well. They're just different colors of the same fabric. So, but it's up to you to organize this, to fill all of this in. You can see I'm up to page 510, and these ones are all part of, I think, pattern. Yep. See, so these are different shader patterns. And again, these all will load right onto any surface you have selected in Daz. You just click on it, and they will load right onto any surface that you have selected. Look at these. These are all what patterns? Lace. Okay, so look at these. Let's just do it. Let's put something in here. Male warrior. Put a sphere in here. Okay. Let's take the sphere and make it nice and round. Convert to sub D. Select the surface. And let's put some lace on it. Look at that. Look at this lace. See now, so you can just go through here and put, now we also have the ISO shader, okay, and that I've gone into in other videos. This is the ISO shader where you can blend shaders together and take one part out and just kind of take all these parts and mix them together. That's another part that's been added in here. Look at these bricks. Okay, now these bricks, they're overlays. They're not actual bricks. So you can see they're like an overlay pattern. So not everything is an actual pattern. And what I've done here in the Easy ISO shader is given you a reset button. And, well, oh, that reset for Daz Studio 4. So I just have to wait till this closes, till I can close this and then switch that to Daz 6. So, but it gives, we do have a reset in the program. That took me hours. You have to select an object first. Let's close this down. All right, let's go to Daz 6. Took me hours to get this to work. But you see, reset that back. Okay, so you can just, boom, now you can start over again, all right? Start playing with shaders again. So if it gets to a place where you can't work it, you just open this up and make sure that Daz 6 is selected, or whatever version you're using. Make sure your shader is selected, and boom, you're back to the beginning again. So yeah, that was very, very hard, because not only did we have to reset the reset all the images, okay, but also then reset all the values for everything. Yeah, it wasn't just as easy as could be. No, it was a hybrid of all kinds of different things. So, but as you can see, this is pretty cool how this works now. So, yeah. So this is now shaders. Now the same thing goes for your HDRIs. Okay, inject. Easy HDRI has been built into this. So it searches. See, we have your Easy HDRI scanner. All you have to do for your scanner is put in your Daz library and click scan. And it does, this does all the rest and puts your scan right here, okay? And then there's 51 pages of HDRIs, and all I have to do is double click, and there is my HDRI, right there. See? So it finds every HDRI, and what it does is I found out the reason why you can't find your HDRIs in Daz is because they don't come with DUF files. When you buy them, all they're selling you are images, and they're hidden in the runtime folder. So what you have to do is, so what EzFinder does is it for each image it creates a DUF file, okay? And so it literally creates the what's missing, okay? And so then you can use these, and some of them are a little bit overexposed like this. And so you just come in here to your environment, okay, parameters, and you just lower this to like 0.5 if you have to, all right, to just kind of get it where you want it, all right? So it's not that big of a deal. And so, but this is, you just double click and there, there is your HDRI. Most of them are just fine the way they come in. And so, but there's 51 pages. When I first made Easy HDRI, I was shocked at all the HDRIs I had on my computer and didn't even know they were there. I'd never seen them, okay? And so this brings them all right front and center. You can use them the way you need to use them. So this will be, okay, mushroom forest. What's this? See, I've never seen this one before. I have never seen this HDRI. It's just incredible what's here. So yeah, this celestial, okay, this, I've never seen this before. See, that's the thing, is that there's just, they're on your computer, outer space. Now, I think I knew I had these, but I've never really seen them. I bought them, they're star fields, but I've never really used them before, okay? So this is pretty cool. I've never seen them, okay? But I know I bought these, and that these moon. What's this? Where's the moon? Okay, I have to turn off the ground, I think, in order to see the moon. Ground off. Okay, now we can look up and see if we can find. There's the moon. Okay, so, oh, there's the moon. Okay, and that, I don't know what that is. That might be the sun also. Yeah, it is. It's the sun shining on the moon. That's cool. So, yeah. So this is part of this. This is why this went up to $200, because I didn't realize that EzFinder was going to usurp all of my programs I was working on, this Easy ISO shader. But I noticed in the Philippines, many people are coughing than before. I got the point of asking people if their blood type was B+. Yup, more coughers. I'm coughing because I'm talking a lot, okay? I've been talking and my throat is dry. I have been talking straight for 2 hours, okay? That's why. So, but yeah, these are all of your HDRIs. Futuristic City. Look at this. I think I've seen this one before, but I don't remember really looking at it like this. Kind of cool, so cool. So, yep, this is it. Look at these. Now, these ones I've used these in scenes before. But you put a ultra scenery grass, and then you put this in the background, and like, yes. So, it's probably telling me that we're close to getting through this. So look at these. Basically, I can kind of come in and close this and close that and just kind of breeze through my HDRIs here, you know, and look around and see what's here that I like. Look at this. These, I've never seen this one before. Never seen this HDRI before. Just have some, you know, someone coming in on a horse, you know, place them in there and boom, your scene's done. Yep, these are this noon. Look at this. Yeah, I've never seen this either. See, so this is really cool. So mountain lake terrain. I've seen these ones, but I've not seen all of them. So yeah, there's out of this, so I'm not sure exactly. I can tell you how many HDRIs there are because I moved them all over to here. These were environments. This is the big scan. There's 4,796 HDRIs that it found, okay? In Daz, in my, and these are not, none of these are like make it brighter kind of, these are, each one of these is an actual HDRI, okay? It found every HDRI. Look at this. Wow. I think this is new, but I've never seen this either. Okay, so this is where you put your Mars rover here, right down on here, coming up over the hill or something. Look at that. Look at this. Yep, and this is some kind of, look at this. Wow. I think I've seen this one before. Wow. See, this is why, this comes with the Easy HDRI scanner. And like I said, you open it up, you tell it where your Daz library is, you click scan. This takes, it all depends on how big your library, with mine having 13,000 items, this takes about a half an hour to scan, because this has to scan deep into all through your entire Daz library. This is a long scan. Now, once you have scanned your library, if you buy any new HDRIs, then you click this append button here, and you scan, and the append works, and it will scan, it will only scan, it will just skip over what all of the stuff that it's already scanned, and it will only, because what it's doing is it's looking and saying, okay, is there an image for this? Because it can't show you, these aren't the actual HDRIs. It can't show you, right. So the next time you scan, it'll only take about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, okay, to scan it. See, these aren't the actual HDRIs it's showing you. What I had to build into this program, where that's why it takes a half an hour, because it looks and says, okay, if there's an image for it, use it. But if there's no image, in about half of these or even more had no image for them. Like you can tell, these ones are kind of squished, and these ones are squished. And so the ones that look kind of squished, I had to take and use this program that opens the HDRI and takes and makes a little thumbnail of it. And so it has to open up the ones that there's no image for, so that you have an image for everything, okay? And the reason why I squished them, okay, is because I could have cropped them. Yeah, see, you wouldn't want Daz Install Manager to take 20 minutes, you know, or a half an hour to load, you know. So this is something that when you buy the program, you open this up, you open EZ-HDRI, you tell it where your Daz library is, and it scans your library. It takes a half an hour to do it for my computer. For yours, because I have, you know, so you have about half as many as what I have. I have 13,000 items. So you have 6,000 plus. So it would take probably 15 minutes, okay, for yours to scan, unless you've bought every HDRI that they have, okay? But it would still take less time, because it has less files to scan, okay, to find the HDRIs. So it's only something you have to do once, okay, just like this. It's only when you scan your compartments. This only takes 12 minutes. Yes, but my Daz library is on an M.2 drive, okay? That M.2 drive is very, very fast. So if your Daz library is on spinning disks, okay, then it will take longer to scan. But since you're only scanning 6,000 items instead of 13,000, okay, it'll take half as long. So like this on my computer takes 12 minutes, okay, to scan. And this scans 1.7 million files. 1.7 million files in 12 minutes. All right, so yes, all right, so what you would do is, so it's going to take roughly about the same amount of time, because my M.2s are actually running at PCI Express 4. So it says, Art just says, oh, that does make a difference. I'm using M.2s for both my laptop drives. Yeah, see, I don't have any, there's nothing magic going on here. I have M.2s as well. The thing is my M.2s are my big M.2 on my main computer is running at 4.0. Now, if yours is running at 3.0, it's so this file here, which takes 12 minutes on my M.2. So what if it takes 20 minutes? Okay? You only have to do it once. And see, this is where you scan for that up here in this top corner here. Let's go back. Let's go to here. So you scan up in here for your and this deep scan that doesn't work. It's just there. I haven't taken it out yet, but it just deep scans anyway. Okay, so you don't need to worry about deep scan. But this append, if you click append, the next time if you buy new things and you want them to show up here so you can add them into your characters and add them into your stuff, then what you do is you just click append and click scan again, and it will scan, and it will only scan what's new, okay? So it won't take 12 minutes again to scan through everything. It will scan, because this scans deep into files. It doesn't just scan like the names of things. This scans into files because it has to find what's called linking data. Okay, how files are linked together. Okay, so this scan, it scans in files, and 1.7 million files in 12 minutes on my computer. So if your M.2s aren't as fast as mine, so it might take 20 minutes, okay? But it's still, then you're ready to go. As soon as this is done, you've got all of your stuff you can scan through. You can organize all your shaders, all your poses, all your hair, all of everything. And you can move it and mix it and do all the things that you can't do with your Daz library, okay? Not very well, okay? And so it's not, anything you move around doesn't change your Daz library at all. So I'm going to show you one last thing that this all does, okay? So this is your HDRI. Now we're going to go here back to the organizer. All right? Come back, organizer. I need you. Okay, we're going to close this down. This is your HDRI scanner. And we go back to the organizer. It's down here. Okay. Is this export all to Daz? Okay? And what you do is you click this, you tell it where you want, and what it's going to do, it's going to take all of these that you've put together. All right? This whole layout. It's going to turn them all into folders, and these shader things will be like a folder called 6 shader, and then in that folder will be all of these and this and this and this, and then these will all be in a folder called needed stuff, okay? So you export it to Daz, and what you do is you export it to a folder, and I will show you. I've already baked the cake. Now this right here, to convert all of these are called virtual folders, okay? To convert all these folders into all of them that I've done here with thousands of files. This poses one here has 14,000. Just this one has 14,000 files. There's 1,800, 1,500, 5,000 in pants. There's 5,000 items in that. 4,000 items in shirts. Look at these. It's just tons and items. Candles. I've got a page with a thing with 1,654 candles. I've got clocks, 405 clocks, lawns, ships, 895 items that have to do with ships and beds. I have, and that's not even including like what we could really do with environments here. Massive environments, landscape. Okay, I have 6,000 items in landscape. Look at plants. I have 10,322 items. And look at this, Genesis 9 shapes, there's 12,000 items here. All of this, character shapes, 12,000 in there. All of this takes about maybe 15 minutes to convert into Daz, into smart content. About 15 minutes it takes. Might take 20 minutes. It could take a half an hour on your computer or your laptop. It could, even if it took 2 hours, you know, it's still what you just leave it overnight, and the next day you have all of this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you here. Okay, see, this is what it created. This is the Easy Organizer layout. Okay, and when I go in here, see this? This is the needed stuff. Let's go. Now I've got, unfortunately, I was not showing you both pages. Okay, so like see all of these items in here. Okay, all of this, it's gonna show, I'm gonna show you what it does when it exports to Daz. Okay, is that, so what it does is it gives you in Daz, so you don't even have to open up Easy Organizer, okay? It gives you all of these folders, all of your shaders, okay? All of these, all curated perfectly, all your Genesis 9 figures, all of your grass and curated by you, okay? Not by some algorithm that looks through smart content and says, this is smart content. No, it's you. You can say, I don't want these eyebrows in the eyebrow. I just want these eyebrows and those, and I want Genesis 8 eyebrows, and I want Genesis 9. I want painted eyebrows here. I want these. I want my skin in this folder. You see, you decide all of that. Yes, so EzFinder does run outside of Daz. It is not running inside of Daz. You launch it. EzFinder does not need to be installed on your computer, okay? What it is, it's just an exe, okay? So when I close this down here, EzFinder is just one file, okay? You don't even need to install it on Daz, okay? You just double click on it and it opens, okay? And then you've got your organizer here, all right? It remembers the windows, it remembers where you put things, okay? When you open it, it's just an exe. There's not even anything to install, okay? It just sits wherever you put it, okay? And it runs, and that's the only way it runs. So when I have Daz open, it doesn't lock up Daz. Like while I'm using it, I can still click on things. I can still have the organizer open like this, and I can still be working in the organizer while I'm clicking in stuff in Daz. And that's the problem with a lot of scripts, that when you open them, then you try to click on things, it won't work because that's the way Daz is, okay? So, but when it's outside of Daz, then you can just go back and forth between Daz and these, and so I can just say, open this up like here, and open the HDRIs, okay? And I can just change it, just like that, okay? I can double click on anything in here and it will open, and I can right click and I can say open with, and I can tell it a different version. Open this up in the public build, or open this up in Daz Studio 4, or open it up in Daz Studio 6, and tell it which version to open it up. But what it does is it looks through here. If I double click on something, it looks to see what's open. So that's how it works by just double clicking. It looks to see what's open. If nothing is open and I double click on it, it will open 4.24. So EzFinder only runs outside of Daz, okay? Except, and that's where I was going with this, when you export your organizer to smart content, okay? And I'll show you this now. When you click and export all to Daz, okay, and you tell it where you want it to export, what you do is you export it to a, excuse me again, you export it to, I do have some water here. You export it to a base directory, okay? You don't export it into the Daz directory. You don't put any EzFinder anything into your Daz directory, okay? Nothing from EzFinder goes into your Daz directory at all, okay? All EzFinder does is scan your Daz directory, and that's it. It does not change or add a single file into your Daz directory, period. So then what I did was I created, it took about 15 minutes, okay? And I created this folder. I called it Easy Organizer Layout, and inside this folder, it created this needed stuff. That's the name of my organizer layout. And inside of it, there's characters, environment. These are my 8 panels. And these are shaders 3, okay? This is shaders 2. These are paint and rocks and all of these, okay? All of the different shaders, folders. This is shaders, bone, brick, denim, dirt, dots, drinks, effects, emissives, exposed, fabric. These are the things. Fire, flooring, okay? All of these are the different things that I created. These are my characters, okay? I've got my Genesis 8 characters, Genesis. So it created all of these, and inside of it, it created folders that Daz knows how to read, okay? It created files that Daz knows how to read. So what we do is we open up Daz, okay? And we go to our content library, and here they all are. Right in here, see in this easy content, all right, underneath here, all right, no, that's, okay, let's double check it. No, easy organizer layout, okay, yeah, right, see under this easy content up here, all right, it says easy content, and then inside of all, then there's this one here called Easy Organizer Layout, okay, needed stuff, and there they are. Okay, so I don't even need to open up Easy Organizer. All of the things, okay, Genesis 8 characters, here they are. Okay, they're all here in now, and so I can just put Holt in the scene. And they load right in. This Holt HD, Genesis 8 Holt, okay? There he is. And I think we better and so I can go here now to clothing, all right? Where's clothing? Wardrobe, all right? Here's all my shorts. Let's go to pants. Put some pants on him. And I don't know if these will work. I don't know what these are for. So we got to select Holt. See if they work. No, those are probably just textures. So there's 5,000 pairs of pants here, okay? And some of them are bound to fit him. Okay, those are textures, so one of these are bound. This is why you curate them, so you make sure that what bit anyway. Let's see if, okay, those are probably made for Michael. So you have to go quite a ways in to get to like Genesis 8. And then, all right, pinstripe pants. Let's see. It's actually easier to use, let's try these. Genesis 8. Okay, we got to select whole. All right, that didn't work. We got to find, it's not that they don't work, it's that you have to find OBJ files here. With these ones will probably work. There we go. So we got pants. These are Genesis 8 pants. You just have to find the right pants, and it will, and if they're not, if you have to find ones that are actually OBJ and not textures. Okay, that's what's wrong is I'm clicking on the textures for them. And that's the thing here with the organizer here, is that when we bring in these pants here into, we go to Genesis 9 and wardrobe, we go to pants and we load them into our thing. You see, it tells you matte, and then as you go down through, see these are OBJ, those are OBJ. That means that these are that they're actually pants and not just textures. Okay, iRay, they say iRay. These say OBJ, but these look like they're pants for like Genesis or Michael 4. Okay, they just, so as you go through them deeper into, let's go to page 30. Okay. Suddenly these are looking like Genesis 9 clothes, or right on the verge of Genesis 9, okay, 31, okay, and they're starting to look like they're actually Genesis 9 clothes. And see, when they say, but these still have 3 to light, okay, so we're not really in the middle of the Genesis 9 clothing. But you can curate them, you can take them out, you can try them and say, oh, these are actual pants, these are textures, and you can curate them and make them into, you can just go into pants and create an entire thing all based around pants and all of the different textures, and say these are pants textures, these are shorts, these are these kind of pants, and just make an entire panel just based around pants. Okay, so, and you load the panel and it tells you these are 3 to light, these are iRay. And they're not perfect. Sometimes they're going to say iRay, and maybe they're not, but generally they're pretty good. Sometimes, like these say OBJ, but I'll bet they're not, because you can see one's black and one's brown. So they're probably not, and these are the actual pants. These are the SVO pants. These ones say Marvin pants. Okay, so I don't know, maybe they are OBJs, but they say they are, but they're not always. Sometimes they are. But these say they're this says it's an OBJ. That's probably true. And then these are, you got white sailor pants, and then you got blue, and you got black, gray, and yeah. And these are 3 to light. Those are iRay, and these are the actual sailor pants. So it's easier to use this than to use it in iRay. I mean, in here. Okay? It's just easier to use it this way. So, but you have the option to bring them in. Okay? And so, and it's kind of helpful. And the thing is that it's not necessarily easier, because if you curate these well, so that only actual, like if you say Genesis 9 pants or Genesis 8 pants, and every one of them is an OBJ file that will actually inject onto your, or Genesis 8 pants, and then you create folders that say Genesis 8 textures, and you can just go through the folders and do a search and find that particular pair of pants. But you can do that. See, this search in here also works really well, because you can just like select this and we'll clear this out, and I'll search for let's see, Roy. Let's see if we can find Roy. Now it's searching through 1 million items, and one of these is going to be Roy, and it's because there's a lot of things. Royal, see, we've got Royal and Geroin. Okay, so we got, but one of these guys is going to be Roy. There's Roy, okay, and there's all of Roy's stuff. Okay, here's Roy. Here's our Duff Roy, and Roy's all of his mats, his eyelashes. He's got circles under his eyes. He's got regular eyes, all of his mats and everything. You can click and search for, let's see, oh, another thing is scripts. So we go here and we'll select all of this, and I believe what we can do is go here now into our designer. We clear this, go into the easier designer category. Let's see, one of these lets us isolate our scripts. Scripts, 60,000 of them. So let's inject these in. So it says, now there's a way to isolate those scripts and just get like all of your scripts together. Now see, this is Bone Minion. Now there's a bunch, now it's 629 pages of scripts, okay? And a lot of these are not scripts. They are, but they're really not. They're not DUF files, okay? So what you can do is then, so you can go through and find your scripts through them. There's 629 pages. I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. Another way would be to take this and go like this and just do DUF files, and then clear this. Then go back through your Easy Designer here. Go back to your category. It should remember. And yeah, just scripts. Now there's 262 files, okay? There's not 600 pages. There's only about 5 pages, okay? And this, there's 3 pages. Okay, these are your DUF files. These are not actually, I believe the scripts are not actually DUF files. That your scripts that you use, I think that they are, okay, there's 1 page of scripts. Let's see that page. Clear this first, okay. Search. Okay, we don't need to search, we just want to load this page. And there's 12 pages of scripts. Now we get through these ones without with these weird DUF files, okay? And now this is again, okay, now we're starting to get into the actual, okay, no, these are not actually what we're looking for. So I believe the scripts are actually in the in the DSA files. Scripts. Let's turn all these off except for scripts. And we'll clear this and search this. No, just load that, right click. Now there's 500. Now these are not DUF files. It says that they're DUF files, but I do not believe they are. Oh, there might be. Oh, we have these turned on. That's why. Okay, here we go. Now we clear this again and run this. There's still going to be a lot of these. Okay, now these only say DSA, see? So these are just DSA files. And now look at this. Now you're seeing all of the script elements, okay? And what you would want to do now, and there's 500 pages of this, and a lot of it is not what you want for scripts, but these are all scripts. And now what you can do, you can go back into your Easy Designer and you can now it's saying it's found all of these Daz scripts. Subtype. Okay, we have categories. We're going to take the script out of that. And now we go back to subtype. Folder path. Okay, now this is a deep, there's only DSA files here. Category, script. Now there is a way to isolate the scripts, and I have, let's just search for scripts. Now this will search through this. Okay, now this just gave us 8 pages. All right, but what this did was this just broke down all of our scripts into the actual scripts. And it's not all of them, but a lot of them. So what we want to do now is we want to go here to props. I would say that's the best place to put them, maybe, would be props. Let's go new folder. Scripts. And we've got this scripts menu here. Hold the shift key. Oh, and another one would be, we take this out. We go back, I guess. No, just clear this. And let's go utility. I don't think this will work. Yeah, because it searched those items. So what we have to do is go back to this, inject this. That injects that huge amount. Go back to the designer and click this again. Okay, let's click that again, and that will inject that search. Oh, we have to select, what was it, category, script. Let's go there. And then we type in utility, all right. We search the results. That still did that, clear. Utilities. Okay, so this is a little bit of something else, and all of these that are here are already in our move down. These look like they could be quite next sibling, previous. These are purge memory. That's kind of interesting. So some of these are like quite vital scripts. These ones are, these also look like they could be something. This is part of the now crowd. Okay, so these may be actual product. These are product pages. So you don't want them in there. So DSA, these are characters, clothings, shaders. Okay. And we clear this. And now these are all in our shapes. We don't want them in there. Maybe this one. Right click, remove. Okay, it's doing that thing again. So here we go. All right, these. Which one's pants? See, I know that's it's shapes. It's not pants. It's shapes. Because pants are where? Wardrobe. Yeah, so it's not pants. So what we have to do is close this down again. So it's just basically you have to work around. We are working with over 1 million files. And so you have to learn the flow and the way the program handles those things, okay? And there are workarounds for everything. So for most everything, even the part where it doesn't have the folders there, when you clear the scene, you can still load up your old folders and delete each panel separately. There's still workarounds. So this program really does completely work right now. So now we're in here. We have scripts in here. We also had this DSA that is also running scripts. So we just want to unselect that. And we open this back up. Now see, this is catalyzer. I definitely want these. Oh, but those are user manuals, I think. Oh, those are OBJs. So hit Control. Okay, this is actually, again, the product page. So these, well, the script menu is like you find them, you put them in the scripts folder, and it's pretty much cut and dry. That's how it works. So we got 500 pages of scripts here. And so you break it down into this, and we go into here. And where is our organizer? What are these? It's showing that they're in. Okay, I think I might have. I might have two scripts folders. All right, okay, I may have saved the scripts folder. Save. So in here, user, panel library, trees. Okay, those are panels, okay, poses. These are panels. Virtual folders. And those are your compartments. So all of this is in the custom scans. There are no, oh, that's our custom scan, which has our poses in it. They're not showing because it only shows these files. Easy library. Okay, so it's not in there. It's not in here. Panel library. Okay, here they are. Okay, these are VFF files. So these are actually these are actually folders that have been saved. So I could save this scripts folder here. And we've got an issue here. Now we take this out. We clear this, clear the UI. We go into these scripts here. Now see, these are showing correctly. Now these are Genesis 9 shapes. Genesis 8 shapes. Yeah, those are Genesis 8 shapes. These are what? Genesis 9 shapes. Those are things I don't want in there. Okay, so the duff part really works well. Okay, so we're moving from Genesis 9 shapes. These are just things I don't want. I put like a ton of stuff, like thousands. I just wanted to see, like, there's 78,692 files in this Genesis 9 shapes. It's just, I put these ridiculous, in this Genesis 8 shapes, really these need to be just deleted. They're just ridiculously large amounts of things just to see what happened. Now if I go like this, now they're gone. Okay, they're still there, but that just takes a refresh. I don't think it'll even allow me to okay, Genesis 9 shapes. Okay, that's odd. Okay, so now that they're here, okay, they're gone from there now. And they're not showing up anymore. Yeah, because they were just, I just wanted to test the limits of the program and see how far. So now these scripts here, and we still have a few of these. Okay, those are not shapes. That's something else. That's from ground. Okay, that's what we do want, those in ground. So the idea is to curate it as precisely. I'm going through and curating this. Oh, Art, have a good night, friend. I'm just about ready to call it a night as well. So, yeah, take care and thank you for hanging out with us as long as you have been able to. And so the idea is to, like right now, I have 3,000 hair items in here. Really what I would, the way I would prefer to do this, now we clear the AI here and go and just load these in, is now I have beard, okay, and eyebrows, okay? And this is, so I would prefer to have all of this done so that that all of the beard items and all the eyebrows and all are in separate folders, okay? And then you can see this is beard, this is body hair, okay? That these different parts are all in different places, in different things. And so, but right now I have them all in one folder. And so that's the idea, is to curate them the way you really want them to be, okay? This is beards and all. And so that I wouldn't have all of these things here. If I was curating the hair, I would take this one hair folder with all this hair items in it, 3,000 items in it, and I would go through and say, this is animal hair, and this is female hair, and male hair, and cat hair, and horse hair, and just break all of these down into different parts. And if I go through this hair anymore, we're going to find something we may not be wanting to look at. So so here, these lie textures, okay, you go load these, and the thing is what we're really kind of looking for is these, you know, tattoos and things like that, and facial things. And so these are all pretty cool, how you can go through them. Look at these face paint, okay? These are what you'd want in your live folder, okay? So you can just break them down into what you want them to be. And I made a conscious decision not to allow parenting and child folders here, because this is our parenting, and this is basically what we're allowed, because to try and avoid going into that mode of in through a folder, in through a folder, in through a folder, in through a folder to find this, okay? So that's the whole thing, is that we have it set out like this in layouts, and you load the layout, and then you save the layout for Daz, and if it's precisely curated, then once it goes into Daz, then it's really like all of your pants will always be something you know is like your Genesis 8 pants, and you can create the depth of folders that you need through this whole. So if you want things inside in the other things. Have a great night, Art. I think this is going to do it for me. I have to kind of think about all of the things. There's a few items I might need to take and work on. But I'm still kind of feeling like this is it. Here you got also all kinds of paints, and so it's basically using this format to create your layers, your depth, okay? So you have your basic top layer, and inside of it you have 8 layers. And then you can, within these layers, you can save panels and move the panels around inside. So it's still there, okay? That the child and the parent kind of thing, but you just set them up the way you want by right-clicking and say export panel to smart content, okay? And that, or you can export the folder to smart content, okay? And that's how you do it. You just break them. You create the hierarchy or the tree that you want. So that's what this is, and it's EzFinder. It enables you to go into your Daz library and find anything. Let's see, we go here to this, we just select all of our DUF files, and we select Jet. All right, let's find Jet. All right, searching, and I think I need to clear this first. Jet. Yeah, because it was searching this instead of this. And there's everything for Jet. The eyes that came with Jet, all of his, the brows, beard, everything. So you could just create a folder and call it Jet, but you know, that's already there in Daz. But these are, and I really didn't realize that there were all of these. There was a difference between these iRay and 3Delight textures for Jet, and I bet a lot of times maybe they say MDL or whatever, but this is kind of helpful because it now shows me that there's a reason why probably the eyes weren't looking right and all. And so this is Jetties. So you got a few other Jet things. So, but yeah. So you can find anything once because this finds every file and basically creates these compartments. So you're not searching your Daz library, you're searching these created files, okay? And they're very teensy tiny, but they have just enough so you can find everything. That is how this works. Sort of. So this is it. Thank you for watching, Angus and Art. And I'm not sure who else is around, but thank you for watching. Take care. I will see you in the next Ez3DTv tutorial. Maybe there'll be a few more things kind of fixed up. We'll have to, definitely the panel part will be fixed. We'll be going through that and fixing the clear panels so that there's actually panels when we clear that. And all of them reset back so you can create a new, so it's easier to create a whole new array of layout, okay, of panels. So thank you very much for watching. Take care. I will see you again soon. This is RexRed saying so long for now. And Angus, and we had Art here. And we also had Matt. Matt was here. And we had Brent Polk here for a while. Yeah, thanks for watching, people. Take care. I will see you again soon. Angus, have a good night. Art, have a good night as well. It's very nice to have you back here on the live performance, Art. And it was nice that all of this conversation we've had. So that was very nice. Take care. I will see you again all soon. You take care for now. Bye-bye.